Is this Washington State QB the next Patrick Mahomes? Before we get into the nitty-gritty and find out the crazy similarities between my guy Jayden de Laura and Pat Mahomes, let's first get into his backstory and see kind of how he got into the position he's even in the first place. Jayden started out playing high school football at St. Louis High School. Don't know if you've heard of it before. Produced names such as Jeremiah Masoli, Marcus Mariota, Tua Tagovailoa, and now Jayden de Laura. This might be high school U for QBs. I don't know. I mean, those names are pretty impressive. I mean, I don't have to, they speak for themselves. But let me start off with how Jayden de Laura got into his position. Balled out in high school. Undefeated junior, senior year. Accumulated a record of 23-0. Won 2 state championships. Insane statistics his senior year. Almost 4,000 yards passing. 29 touchdowns. Almost 400 yards rushing. Added 8 more rushing touchdowns. Named the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Hawaii. And even earned a spot in the Polynesian Bowl. Right when he graduated high school is really when the similarities between him and Patty Mahomes really started to kind of mesh and kind of just seem a little creepy, if I'm going to be honest. Very similar to Lincoln and Kennedy, if you know what I'm talking about. Mahomes, not very heavily recruited out of high school. Only 3 Division I football scholarships, was given a scouting grade of 78, rated a 3-star according to ESPN. No one really could foresee what made Patrick Mahomes the special player that he is. Jayden de Laura, very similar situation. Even lower scouting grade of a 73, 3-star on ESPN. Had 1 more Division I scholarship and 4 D1 scholarships, both diamonds in the rough. Complete diamonds in the rough. The similarities continue to happen even past their recruiting process. Both QBs started as true freshmen. Mahomes had to wait a little bit before Davis Webb, the original starting QB, eventually went down with injuries. Once he got that position, he never looked back. Started his first game against University of Texas, unfortunately started out with a loss. Next game started out with a win against Oklahoma. De Laura, on the other hand, was given the starting position right out of camp. First game against Oregon State, opened up with a win. Next game against another tough opponent, couldn't pull it through, but showed some amazing skills and was able to make it a competitive game against a very, very, very talented University of Oregon football team. Past their records of both having 1-1 as true freshman starters for air raid programs, the statistics that they posted in those games are also very similar. Mahomes, 502 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 57.9 completion percentage, 10 rushes for 10 yards and no touchdowns. De Laura, on the other hand, his statistics are almost identical to Mahomes. More passing yards at 548 yards, same amount of touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 1 more interception, a little bit higher completion percentage at 59%, 16 rushes for 54 yards and 1 touchdown. That rushing ability, more evident in De Laura. As a professional now, you can see Patrick Mahomes' ability to scramble in the pocket as well as gain some yards downfield when the pressure is there. Both schools, Texas Tech and Washington State, are known for airing the ball out as well as having QBs that have very good pocket mobility, not necessarily straight line speed, but the ability to create plays and create more time by dancing around a little bit in the pocket. Both of their scrambling abilities are eerily similar. It's kind of scary. Now, I'm a University of Oregon fan. What made me want to even make this video in the first place was just watching de Laura play. My God, there are so many playing style similarities between my guy Jayden de Laura and Patrick Mahomes. Both showing incredible arm strength. De Laura was pumping the ball downfield, throwing it 40-50 yards at ease. To add his arm talent, there was one play where Kayvon Thibodeau was rushing de Laura, jumped up, 40 inches in the air with, I don't know how long his wingspan is, but freakishly long. Would have batted down any other pass made by any other player, but de Laura was able to throw it sidearm, contort his arm around Thibodeau's body, and put a bullet right on the mark for his wide receiver, who unfortunately had no hands and couldn't reel it in. Patrick Mahomes, you see him making those plays every freaking Sunday. He's throwing behind the back passes. He's throwing his arm sidearm. He's rushing. He's pretty much throwing mechanics in the gutter. Doesn't use them, doesn't need them. He's putting up the numbers. Who cares? de Laura, same freaking story. The dude's arm talent, not only with that sidearm throw he had against Thibodeau, but my God, he could do it behind the back pass if he wanted to. He was pinpointing it in windows that were threatened between two cornerbacks right before a safety was about to lay his player out, throwing back shoulder. His throwing accuracy is insane. I know it's only 2 games into de Laura's career, but I'm telling you, the skill set's there. The plays that he was making, the football IQ, you can see the arm talent, you can see the rushing ability, the stuff that you simply can't teach, but you can tell that this guy has natural football instincts. You can see the amount of confidence that this kid has in himself. All the markers for success are there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him competing for an Offensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12, possibly even a Heisman. One day, you are going to see his name playing on those NFL fields Sunday mornings. He's going to be a household name. He's going to be a name to remember, guaranteed. Watch film on this kid. It's extremely evident. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I'm scared. I'm scared to be a Univille Duck fan. I gotta say that as well. Boy, yeah, when I see Washington State rolling around on that schedule, I'm gonna be sweating.